Hi everybody, this is the Giguere family coming at you with a story that we wrote about Prince Hamlet introducing
Holden
and
Baxter.
Okay, so we wrote this story about a year ago when we were in a really long car ride. Do you remember that? We decided to write a kid's version of Hamlet. We really like Dr. Seuss and his family. We like to rhyme words. So it's sort of a silly Hamlet. We have to warn you. Be prepared. Okay. The sometimes silly, sometimes sad tale of Prince Hamlet. Inspired by William Shakespeare. Written by us.
Who's us? Written by William Shakespeare, Dr. Seuss, Giguere, Holden, Baxter, and Amanda.
Okay, thank you. In the faraway land of Elsinore Snozzle lived a boy named Prince Hamlet and his pet cat, Sir Bozzle. Prince Hamlet was gleeful and giddy and glad. He loved to ride bikes with his mom and his dad. His buddy Ophelia lived down the road with her brother Laertes and his slimy pet toad. They'd swim in the river and climb all the trees and bask in the Elsinore Snozzle soft breeze. Prince Hamlet loved Elsinore Snozzle, he did. But there oft comes a time in the life of a kid when the kid must head off to a faraway school to learn things quite cool so he won't be a fool. He patted Sir Bozzle and bid him adieu, then he hugged Mom and Dad, and Ophelia too, and he waved to Laertes and the toad in his pocket. Then he boarded the train bound for Wittenberg-Wocket. He arrived at the Wittenberg-Wocket New School, where he toured the whole campus and jumped in the pool. He soon made a friend named Horatio Snoodle, who loved to draw pictures and sing songs and doodle.
What is a doodle?
Drawing silly pictures.
Like Mo
Willems. But then came a terrible, awfully bad day when Prince Hamlet got news that I don't like to say. His poor dad was gone, poof, all of a sudden, and Hamlet's sad heart started thuddin' and thuddin'. Hamlet raced home back to Elsinore Snozzle, and when he arrived, he snuggled Sir Bozzle. He said, "Kitty, please tell me, what happened to Dad?" Sir Bozzle just meowed, which made Hamlet more sad. Then he went to his mom and he gave her a hug, and she told him his dad had been bit by a bug, a poisonous bug that had crawled in his ear. To Hamlet it seemed kind of strange and unclear. While Prince Hamlet was puzzling this poison bug tale, Horatio Snoodle was hot on his trail. He had chased his dear friend all the way home from school. As friends go, Horatio's awfully cool. "Hamlet, my buddy!" Horatio shouted. "I saw your dad's ghost. I know I'll be doubted, but believe me, my friend, he was there. He was real. Something is rotten around here, I feel." Hamlet was sure that his friend wouldn't lie, but he wanted to see with his very own eye. Was Elsinore haunted by Daddy-O's ghost? That was the question he pondered the most. He and Horatio tracked down the spirit, and Horatio said, "Hamlet, now do you hear it?" And boo, said the ghost. And yikes, said the friends. But don't worry, that is not where this ghost story ends. The ghost told Prince Hamlet, "I am your father. There's something you must know. I hope it's no bother. I died from no bug bite. Oh, horrible curse! I was killed by my brother, your uncle, no worse." "My uncle?" cried Hamlet. "Claudie McMeany? Is that why he married my mom, your dear Queenie?" We've forgotten to mention that part of the story. There was a quick wedding, which was not hunky-dory. The ghost explained Claudie McMeany's cruel plan to kill Hamlet's dad, then as fast as he can to marry his wife and become the new king. When Hamlet learned this, his poor heart felt a sting. "I'll never forget you, Dad," Hamlet exclaimed. "I'll get that McMeany. His name shall be named. The people of Elsinore Snozzle must know their new king is a villain, and he's got to go." So Hamlet tried out many sorts of weird things. He put on a play about murderous kings, he acted quite loony and made people mad, and mistakenly killed poor Ophelia's dad. He sailed off with some pirates, but found them quite dull. Then he joked in a graveyard and talked to a skull. He agreed to a duel with Laertes, his friend, and he started to feel he was nearing his end. Before the big duel, he got a bad feeling. So he took a deep breath and looked up at the ceiling. It's now or it's never, our brave Hamlet thought. This thing I must do now, like it or not. Horatio Snoodle said, Hamlet, don't do it. Say that you're sick and too frail to get through it. Please don't fight Laertes if you are afraid. Hamlet said, Dude, my decision is made. Everything has a purpose, and we must keep our word, for every life matters, from a prince to a bird. I'm tired of living by thinking, no more. It's time now for action, time to settle the score. The duel began, and the sword started swinging, but Claude had cooked up some truly mean kinging. He poisoned a sword, and then poisoned a cup, in the hopes that poor Hamlet would go belly up. By the end of the fight, the whole kingdom was gone, but Horatio Snoodle had to still carry on. Good night, my sweet prince, he said to his friend, as poor Hamlet's short life quickly came to an end. What was next for the kingdom of Elsinore Snozzle? Who would care for the land? Who would feed poor Sir Basil? But then just in time, who came in through the doorway? But the young Fortley Bortley, the leader of Norway. Fortley Bortley was sorry to see the sad scene of the deaths of Prince Hamlet, the king, and the queen, not to mention Laertes and his family, too. It all made for quite a big hullabaloo. Horatio Snoodle quickly told Hamlet's story, even the parts that were awfully gory. When he finished the tale, Fortley Bortley exclaimed, I will lead this whole country, let it now be proclaimed, that we'll honor young Hamlet who tried to be good, and tried to do all that a young child should. But he had some bad luck, as we all someday might. And we all surely struggle to do what is right. Then Fortley took over at Elsinore Snozzle, moved into the castle, and adopted Sir Basil. And that's where he lives now to this very day, and he rules the whole land in the peacefulest way. And I know this sounds just a tiny bit sappy, but there never are wars, and all people are happy. There's laughter and playing and joy every day. And I think that Prince Hamlet would want it that way. So remember some things from this story, dear friend, because bedtime is near, and it's time for the end. Be true to yourself, and always be kind, and follow your heart, and your voice, and your mind. And if things are not going the way that you hope, find a friend or a pet, so you don't have to mope. You have people around you who love you a lot, and I'm one of those people, in case you forgot.